I can't.
Can't.
Why not?
I can't. I have forbidden knowledge. It's gonna slip.
That's true.
You did make a
Charlie does have
Dion
forbidden
notion.
knowledge. Over a game of Sheriff of Nottingham at that.
It worked.
It did work. Alright, so last time we were in Murcott and we chatted with the boys a little bit. We made plans to leave. I think last session was when Aang dropped the "Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?" I could be wrong about that. Yep. I was proud of that. Anyway, after that, the group split up. And Hylas and Aang are on a magical adventure. Their part of things is that they're helping the lads investigate the potential location of the Nosferatu that we encountered in the woods. So far, we encountered fucking weird verse Joseph Smith talking about how much he hated weirdlings and such, and Hylas flicked the soapbox the guy was on, and then we fucking booked it. And we went to an apothecary, or an alchemist, one of the two. I mean, I guess most places have some overlap there, but anyway.
A little bit of overlap.
It turns out that this guy is Lloyd Valentine, who is Electra's brother. And he was somewhat cantankerous, but eventually we were able to, I don't want to say finesse or trick here, that feels like giving it too much credit, but we've distracted him by Aang volunteering to let herself be poked and prodded for a little bit because he thinks that she's sick, and she's like, yeah, I am sick, but he doesn't know the way in which she's sick. Anyway, Hylas is trying to get into the basement because he refused to let us see the basement. So that's what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Willow met... Oh, go on.
Well, we dropped off Abby.
Oh, yes, we dropped off Abby.
Mm-hmm. So Abigail has successfully joined the convent, at least kind of right now. She has gotten
Test
a room.
Day.
Mm-hmm. Test day. Mm-hmm. And we have instead exchanged an Abigail for an Anissa? Is that the name?
Yep.
Yeah, both A's.
Hey, I remembered shit.
There's actually a lot of A's in this game now that I think about it.
Anissa, Abigail, and Harry.
That's why I was having issues. And the other twin was an A of some sort, and I just, no.
Agneta.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some weird shit going on there. It's a little sus. But we're just rolling with it. And Anissa is saying, I have to come with you. And Paige and Willow are a little concerned. But then Willow met Nikola Tesla. And is having brain blast.
Science time.
She's doing Jimmy Neutron shit over there.
Almost exactly. Jimmy Neutron looking bullshit would pop up in this world. Well, Paige is shown in...
Oh no!
Huh?
My cat popped open! It's leaking!
What?
It's my squishy cat! My squishy cat!
Well, Kira has her, crises.
That week.
You broke a stemmy toy.
Oh no.
Paige and Pierre and Michonne were going to a theater?
Yes.
Also, Paige got a security bar to perform magic in. So she has one show.
She has one show booked. And the theater was Domains Community Theater. Okay, once Kira gets settled, we're waiting on Amy.
I'm sad, but I'm back.
Okay, so we're just gonna resume with Aang and Hylas until the others get back, and then we'll maybe transition over there depending on where we're at. So last time you guys were in the middle of some shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Hylas, you were creeping down the hallway to check out the locked cellar door. And, I mean, you hear Aang getting slightly more upset, I imagine?
She's trying to hold on, but
She's
she
holding
does
it
not
together.
sound great.
So, Hylas,
Yeah.
it's on you. What are you doing? You've crept down the hallway. You can see there's a big fat lock on the cellar door. Or cellar hatch.
Yeah, so, I don't recall any place where I would have seen a key.
Yep, correct.
How sturdy does the lock look?
It is.
Pickable?
It's definitely pickable. You can definitely pick the lock, because it's kind of one of those big, clunky looking ones. But it's not old, so it's not frail or brittle. You could probably still shoot it and break it if you wanted to do that.
Oh, that sounds
but
like
you
a
could
good
also-
plan.
But it's also pickable. It's definitely a pickable lock.
Okay. How do I check what skill that is?
Thievery.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I think rather than trying to pick it, I might go looking for the key.
Okay. Tell me where you're gonna look.
My first thought is to kind of pace around the hallway, because like he sent me out here Silas was pretending to be a baby about the blood getting drawn. I'd like to kind of pace in front of the door and sort of see if I can glance around Lloyd's. I don't know.
See if he has the key on him.
Yeah, if it's on him, if it's like in the office, do a couple like paces across the door.
Yeah. So if you're just kind of pacing by the door, you see him fussing over Aang. He has left. He has removed the needle from her arm, though he is getting ready to poke her again to take more blood. He is currently fussing with the second glass jar to collect more blood, as he has filled one pretty high and set it down to the side. As he's moving around, you don't have to roll a perception check for this because it's otherwise pretty quiet. There's no like crowd noise or anything like that. You can hear like the jingle of a key.
God damn it.
And I'll tell you, Aang, you can see that there is a key hung on his hip.
Of course. I think Aang has other stuff she's worried about right now.
Yeah. Speaking of, he readies the needle again, and he gives you a look, and he is going to poke you again and draw more blood.
I've already taken this damage. I remember that.
Okay, good. It of course is incredibly painful and invasive as he just continues to draw blood fresh and collect more of it. For what purposes you can't fucking gather. He's going to test it, probably, but he's doing that and trying to calm you down as best he can, but he is also watching the blood being drawn, very curious about it because it has a very strange shimmer to it. So Hylas, what are you doing? Are you just watching him?
This is good. This is so cool. This is so cool that this is happening. All right. Noticing that the key is like in there and I'm out here,
You gonna try and pick it?
yeah, I think picking the lock is the best logistical approach I got to this with the time
Mhm,
that Aang is affording me.
Mm-hmm.
She is struggling. You can hear her like hissing a little.
I
imagine you can also smell the burning flesh.
cannot let women suffer in vain. I'm gonna pick the lock.
You tiptoe away to go pick the lock. Go ahead and give me a thievery check.
What a man.
I don't have great thievery, by the way. Just
I cannot let women suffer in vain.
What a man.
So, here's the deal.
yeah.
You don't have to worry about failing a check because you can still attempt it. The only thing that comes about when you fail is that Aang gets more time in the pain dimension.
Oh yeah, so no worry then.
Yeah.
That's great news, Joe. Thank you.
It's fine. I can be hit like another 6 times. I don't know. You know I'm not good at math.
So, you are attempting to fiddle with this lock, and it is a little bit more challenging than you were anticipating. As you are fiddling with it, you're like starting to get a little like furrowed brow as you're concentrating on this task. Like, oh boy, this is a sturdy one, huh? And back in the chair,
Mhm.
Aang, you are doing your best to stay composed, but it is getting more and more dodgy as time goes on.
Mhm.
Lloyd like looks at your arm where the needle has punctured. Goes, this necrosis is really setting in quick, and my needles are clean. Maybe. And he takes a step, or he stands up and walks over to a drawer and pulls out a drawer, and inside
no.
is a little wooden basket, and he brings it over to his little metal stand that is beside the chair, and he sets the
Uh-huh.
basket down, and you hear the rattle of metal inside it.
Uh-huh.
And he sifts around in there, and he pulls out a scalpel, and he looks at you apologetically, and he just goes, I don't normally do this, but
Yo.
this does look bad. And I think, and he is going to slowly pull the needle out
Uh-huh.
after collecting a bunch of blood for a second time. And he will slowly position himself with the scalpel and say, I think I need a sample of your wound.
I think
Are
Aang
you
is
going to resist?
she's not resisting. She's gonna suck in a breath. My condition is unusual. And she's like barely holding on. She's holding on.
In
Charlie
your
did have a
head,
good
Aang-
question though,
Oh yeah.
before we go too much further.
Charlie.
Does Lloyd have to roll versus the dazzle? Or is he
That is a good question.
not focusing?
Yeah.
So, above table, Aang would not know this, but I will trust you with the knowledge. He doesn't have to roll.
Okay. As you were.
So,
Okay.
he leans in, and I don't know if Aang would notice that or not, if he's not dazzled in any way by her, but he's close enough that he would be otherwise. He'll position himself with the scalpel, and he is going to sample the flesh that has died where the needle has gone in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment, Aang, where blade has not touched skin, and you're like, maybe he just won't. And then it happens, and it is white hot, like wake you up kind of pain. And he stops. The pain stops, and he thinks, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. And he stands up and walks over to the cabinet, a different cabinet, not a drawer, and he'll flip the cabinet open, and he grabs 2 little bottles. One slightly bigger than the other. He has a clear bottle that looks like it's holding some kind of clear liquid in it, and he has a brown bottle that is smaller and has a little label on it.
Oh no.
The label is worn off, but he walks over and he will uncork the little brown bottle, and he sticks his thumb over it. He goes, "This should help," and he will pour that directly onto your wound.
It does not help, does it?
It does. It definitely stings, but the area around your arm starts to feel tingly and cold, like really, really cold.
Right.
Well, goodbye, Amy. I guess she'll be back. But the wound, the area around the wound feels like extremely cold, like frostbite almost cold. But it starts to go numb. And he sets that bottle down, and he will reach into his back pocket and pull out a little rag and set it on the table next to the clear bottle. And you don't know what that one is. He's just setting it there. He's not using it yet. But he walks back over with the scalpel, and he'll flip it to the dull end and just poke around where he's already started, like, making an incision.
Mm-hmm. So just for
And he'll
my
ask
records
you-
here,
Yeah.
I take 5 damage from the initial incision, right? Am I taking
Yes.
another 5 when he pokes me?
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right, cool. We're at 19 hit points, gang.
Uh-huh.
That's plenty.
Uh-huh.
That's plenty.
The only hit point that matters is the last one.
I'm only gonna roll on this lock one more time. If it doesn't work next time, a new plan.
You do what you need to do, okay?
So, as you feel him poke around, you can't feel, like, you feel the pressure of the poke, of the dull end of the scalpel. Like, he's definitely touching you with it, but you can't feel any pain or burning sensation from it. It's numb. It's totally numb. And for the first time, you have been touched by metal, and it does not render you in a searing amount of burning pain. But he pokes it a few times and goes, "Can you feel that?"
Aang will nod. I think she's gritting her teeth, and I think her lips are like a little bit curled upward, you know?
Mhm.
And there's a definite, like, sharp hiss to it, but she'll nod. I don't think she trusts herself to talk.
What's going through Aang's mind right now?
A lot of things. I think that, part of it is flashbacks to the last time that she was poked and prodded like this by somebody other than Willow, and how badly that went. I think there's part of her that can feel the eyes on her as they were back then. And I think there's probably something about that antiseptic smell that it just activates that memory, doesn't it? You never smell that smell at a good time. So I think that is kind of, there's already that anxiety that's rising. There's the pain, obviously, as she's dealing with whatever she can here. She's not unaccustomed to dealing with pain, so she's able to cope. But man, there's a fair bit of it here in a short time span in a position she does not like to be in. She's trying to tell herself that she has to calm down, that she has to deal, that Hylas is only going to be a little bit longer. And so there's that part of herself where she's trying to focus on the task at hand, and every bit of pain that I'm suffering is a little bit more time for Hylas to figure out what's going on. So I can hold on, it's fine. I can deal. But one more thing. She's a little hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's being agitated, I think there's a part of herself that occasionally, every now and again, we'll chime in, you could fix this. And that part immediately has to be shouted down by, nope, we're not doing it.
Interesting. Good. Hylas, you want to make attempt number 2?
Yeah, I do. Oh my god. I'm sorry, this is insane. Alright, let's go.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Why did I use all my hero points last session?
Oh no!
For a pretty
You
cool
are
moment,
struggling.
admittedly.
It was good. It was worth it. You
This
are
is a very
struggling
tense
with this
moment.
lock. The pressure is building in you, Hylas, and you're like, fuck, I gotta go faster. And you're trying to get this lock to cooperate, and like the pressure and the tension in your shoulders is like very present. And it is so difficult to focus on doing this simple lock, knowing that Aang is in there on a like in a chair getting worked upon by some doctor. Aang, he after he tests your arm, he goes back in with the scalpel, and it is a dull tingling sensation that you can
oops,
feel.
Sorry. I was trying to
Oh.
read
He
some-
is stubborn. Alright.
But he
Is that another 5?
Not yet. I'll let you know
Okay.
when it triggers. It's one damage.
1 damage this time. Okay.
Yes, 1 damage this time. But he goes after you with the scalpel, and he will sample. And then as he takes that and sets it into a little glass container to his side, he looks and sees, hey, there's necrosis all over the edge of this. And he looks up at you. Are you? He looks down at the wound. Are you human?
Aang takes in a breath. I told thee I was wrought with illness.
He opens his mouth and closes it. And he just nods. Okay, if you say so. He gives you like a suspicious look. Roll me. Actually, you don't have to roll for this. This is pretty. He's very subtle, but he is not. There's no way he can be this subtle. You feel the edge, like the very low edge of the skirt of your Hava, start to be tugged up a little bit. Not in like a perverted way too high way, but like tugged up towards the ankle, above the ankle.
Uh-huh.
Do you do anything?
I think she's gonna flinch instinctively. She's gonna flinch and then kind of twitch away a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you flinch, he also flinches in return and just goes, "Oh, sorry, I guess my key got stuck on your." And he turns and looks at the wound again. Guess I should bandage this up. Let me get some disinfectant, though. I don't know how to stop this necrosis, but I don't want to leave an open wound and let it get infected. He will set the scalpel down, and he gets up to go get some chemicals.
Aang is gonna sit there, and she doesn't see Hylas coming back yet, right?
Not yet.
So, just gonna take a deep breath. Art thou certain thou hast extracted everything thou dost need?
He grabs a chemical bottle. This time it's kind of like crystallized and foggy, and he looks at it and shakes it a little bit. Not really. There's still more necrosis appearing on your arm, but I'm not sure what to do about it. He walks back over with the chemical. And he sits down, and he will unfold a little rag he set down and tip some of this bottle into it, some of the contents into it, and he will wipe at the wound, which is very painful. It stings very much, even through the numbness. And he looks at it, and he will take the dull end of the scalpel and just like prod around the area, kind of testing it. And as he does, as he's like just poking the area around the wound, you start to feel that tingly, burning sensation grow in the back of your mind as it gets more and more prominent. And he looks at the wound, and then he looks up at you, and then he looks down at the wound. Have you noticed this happening for a while?
Aang, another breath, and she's holding on to the arms of this chair extremely tightly. It's like a white knuckle grip. And it's been like what, a week since she's had organs? Or less than that, a few days.
Yeah, just a few days.
I noticed the manner of my blood that's changed over the past 2 days.
He grunts, takes the bottle, and corks it again. And he kind of works his jaw back and forth, and you can see him thinking. And he will stand up and walk over to his cabinet and grab a fourth bottle. And then he'll reach over and grab a fresh needle. And he is going to put something into the needle. Hylas, do you want to make me another roll?
Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like one more.
One more?
Yeah, I say that.
You got this. This is the one. Third time is the charm.
They say that.
They do say that.
14.
14's not terrible.
14. It's not terrible. This lock is really tough, though. You're clinking at it pretty hard. You feel like you're really close. You feel like you're right there. You're right at the end. But you're not there yet.
While I'm here,
Uh-huh.
can I strain my ears with a perception check of some kind? Am I able to hear anything beyond the door since I'm
Right next to it?
Right next to it.
Sure, you can roll me a perception check.
Thank you. That is so generous and kind of you in these trying times.
That's pretty good. So 17, you kind of press your ear flat against the door as you're struggling with this lock. You don't hear any noise from beyond it. No bumps or sounds of conversation or any sort of skittering. There's not really anything. Doesn't sound like there's anything on the other side. Or at least nothing on the other side is actively making loud enough noise to go through the hatch.
I have a idea.
Okay.
You said that from the outside we saw a window that goes into the basement.
Yes, you did.
Can you describe the window to me?
So the window is like 6 inches high and a foot across. It's a very small window. And it's solid glass. It doesn't look like it could really open, but it's just like a little sunlight window to let light into the cellar.
Okay, so... And, where about was that located on the building?
It would be on the back left side. If you're facing the front door, you walk out of the front door, round the corner, and then walk 35 feet back, and there is a little window by your foot.
Okay.
You could easily plant like a bush and it would completely block out the window. It's like right against the ground almost.
All right. I think plan B
Uh-huh.
is sneak outside and look through the window.
You're going to sneak outside?
Yeah.
Okay. As you make me a stealth check.
I will do that.
This will be easier.
I don't need easy for stealth.
Holy shit, 25.
How the
Yeah,
fuck
you're
is
fucking
a 6'5" man rolling at a +7? That's incredible.
He moves fast, and he dresses as very neutral colors.
he just blends in.
He's just built different.
Yeah. Truly. But yeah, you are like the definition of stealth. You tiptoe out the door and down the street. Or not down the street, out the door and around the corner, and you can make your way to the window. But in the interim of time that you are sneaking over there, Aang,
And the pain dimension.
he is going to inject you with something.
Okay.
He has not told you what or why. Are you going to let him?
She will. She doesn't like any of this, but she's buying time, and that is what she is focused on.
Okay. He takes the needle and will stick it in your other arm, the one without the wound. And you'll take another 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And he will
Just one?
hit you with whatever, just one. He will hit you with whatever is in that needle. And as he says it, or as he does it, he will say, this should generally help with any sort of bacterial infection. But I don't know if what you have is a bacteria or a virus. It's really kind of eluding me. I don't want to take another sample, but you see him questioning whether or not, almost asking for permission.
I think Aang is she's sweating. She's sitting there. There's a large part of her that does not want to be here, that wants to run more than anything. But she hasn't seen Hylas yet. And I think she's going to hold on just a bit longer. And she will close her eyes and she'll nod. Do what thou must.
He looks at you, and he bites his lip. Okay. And he will go back to his tools and grab his things. Hylas, outside, you reach the window, and you have to get basically prone to poke your head against the glass, or to press your head against the glass and see what you can see inside. As you get down and press against the window as best you can, roll me a perception check. It's kind of a foggy, dirty window.
Wipe it with my sleeve if I have to.
Okay. Yeah, you wipe it with your sleeve a little bit, clear it up, and then you poke your head or poke your
15's
eye
decent. 15's decent.
Yep. Mm-hmm. As you kind of scan through the darkness, you can see that down there is a candle that has been lit. Someone has left a candle burning. This window is it seems to be that the window is positioned in a hallway vestibule, a partially hallway vestibule area, because you can see the ladder from the hatch going down. As you kind of tilt your head to the side, like you're trying to see around the corner where this area opens up into, you see what looks to be some kind of fuzzy. It's hard to make out, but it's a tall, like, I'm trying to think of a word to describe it. It seems to be some tall object positioned in the corner. If you had to guess, you would guess that whatever is in there, this weird, like, tall, semi-cylindrical shape, is almost floor to ceiling high. At least floor to the cellar ceiling. Floor to the cellar ceiling high. But it's a bit obstructed from view. But you see something back there that is vaguely cylinder shaped, and it's floor to ceiling high. And then beside it, there's a desk with a candle on it. And at the edge of the desk is where you see the candle that has been left on. Or left lit on.
Okay. So let me repeat your order back to you.
Yeah.
So there's a ladder that goes down from the hatch, and the basement, as far as I can see it, is like a hallway.
No, the window is positioned in a hallway.
Oh,
so
so
let
the
me
basement's
hold on.
kind of big.
Yes, the basement expands out into an area, like a larger area behind it. So it's bigger than you would think. And the little vestibule, you can only see around the corner of where this wall is. Like, I had to draw it. What you can see through the window is you see, like, the ladder. And then there's a wall here. And then behind the wall, you see a desk with a candle. And then this large cylinder object. And then the window stops here. I don't know if you can see all of the scribbles that I drew.
Okay, I'm making it out.
I'm describing the visual of what you can actually see as you kind of move left and right.
Okay. The cylindrical object that I see, you say it's floor to ceiling high. Can I gauge about how tall that looks? Like how high is it?
For sure. It's as tall or slightly taller than you, for sure. If you had to guess, maybe like some kind of tall wardrobe, but thinner than a wardrobe.
You're getting pretty close to coffin territory.
Yeah, this sounds very coffin-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, huh? Well,
I'll also say you can't really tell what material it is. It's kind of just a blurry shape. It's not wooden.
Scarmophagus.
I will tell you for free. If you break the window, you can see crystal clear what's down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joe, you are the devil.
Zell's just over here tapping into like some like mid-century Hollywood right now.
It's so tempting. Okay, so how big is the window? You said the window is about 6 inches tall and a foot across?
Yeah, it's about 6 inches high and a foot across. Maybe slightly more than a foot, maybe a foot and a half across. It's kind of like a flat letterbox window.
And it doesn't open.
It does not appear to be openable. It seems to be just like a light window. What are you
The
doing?
problem is, if I break the glass, it's gonna break inward.
Yup.
My glass is gonna be left there.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, I don't think it's necessarily that weird for a coffin to be in a doctor's basement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the weirdest thing, but it's a little weird.
It's like a little weird.
It's a little weird. What are you doing?
Oh my god, what am I doing? Hylas asked himself the same question. I think Hylas is probably aware that he is wasting time at this point. He has a fuzzy visual and a pretty strong suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's about time he wants to go retrieve Aang.
You don't want to try the lock one more time?
Could try the lock one more time.
I could try the lock one more time.
On the way back.
On the way back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe what
So
Hylas needed
you-
was a walk.
Maybe that's all you just needed a walk. That's all. Clear your head.
Yeah.
Refocus.
What I'm thinking right now is we could come back under the cloak of night and take another look through the window, since the mysterious object is in view of the window.
Mm-hmm.
But I would very much
So-
like to confer with an alive Aang.
I mean, alive is, mechanically.
Mm-hmm. So, you head back inside, tiptoeing as best you can. You don't have to make another stealth check. As you revisit the lock. Before you roll, Aang,
Mm-hmm.
he is going to take another sample.
Uh-huh.
Since you so graciously offered that he do what he has to do to be the best doctor he can be, he goes back in to take a little bit more, and this time with the surface area he's going for, it's much more painful, and you will take just the weakness of your damage. So
So I take 5.
Yes.
All right.
As he carefully extracts another sample. And as he does with the whatever strange chemical he put into your system,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much happening both to and around Aang right now. The amount of things happening to and around Aang is so high that I imagine she is almost in like sensory overload. And
Yeah, it's bad.
It's not good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in this moment, what is your current hunger score?
2.
It goes up to 3.
Uh-huh.
And I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Hey. You know what my fortitude save is, Joe?
Is it really high?
It's a 1. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
That's a... I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that penalty applies and that's a 3.
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
as you're sitting there, you feel something pop in your mouth. And there's a clatter of something to the floor. To which Lloyd, not knowing what's happening, he just heard a clatter and looks at his desk or the table and checks his tools. What was that? And he scoots back and leans down. And he picks up a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you with the most dire expression. Open your mouth.
I think she's gonna refuse. I think she's doing everything in her power to keep her mouth closed right now, actually. She doesn't even respond, because that would risk opening her mouth near him. I think she's just gonna, like, lean back and press herself, like, squirming against the back of the chair.
He looks at you and, like, he kind of shakes his head in disbelief, like, what do you mean you won't open your mouth? He just goes, this just fell out of your mouth. Let me see what's going on. Open your mouth.
The dentist?
Aang is gonna start curling up.
He narrows his eye and he looks at the tooth. And he is going to reach over to try and pull your lip up to physically just like make you expose your teeth.
Oh,
This man's a dumbass.
this man is a dumbass.
He doesn't know he's putting his head in the lion's mouth.
There's no sense of self-preservation within this fucking, like, weird world where we know this shit's going on.
This is what you don't do in a horror movie.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's the thing. If the vampire is in his basement, he thinks he's the slasher villain.
You know what? That's true.
Are you gonna let him?
I think she's going to try and pull away. She's going. Oh man, actually, I don't know. I think this is a War of the Yangs. I'll roll for it. I'll be fair.
Okay.
I will see if human mind triumphs over not human mind. One is human. Oh god.
I'd like to see this man's license.
So he does that. He reaches for her mouth, and there's a part of Aang that's like, I need Hylas here, like, now. I cannot open my mouth. If I open my mouth, things are going to get very, very difficult here very quickly. But there's that voice again, that hunger that speaks to her. And when he goes over and leans to pull back her lips, I think she's just going to... I feel like she's gonna bite him.
No shit? Okay. I forget, do you have a natural draw weapon? Like
she does have a natural draw weapon. It's not very good, but she does have a natural bite.
If you roll to bite him, you can use the damage from your natural weapon.
Okay.
You don't have to roll to hit because he's.
Oh, okay. I don't have to roll to hit.
Right there. No, absolutely not.
All right. Well then, here's damage. Does this count as sneak attack?
I'll let you decide if you want to sneak attack him. You can.
Why not? Right? Right? Why not? What were you gonna say?
Kill the man.
We don't know. We don't know if she's gonna kill him. Let's see. What is this? All right. The extra D6. Okay. Increase the number of dice by 1 at 5th level. We're not 5th level yet. God damn it.
You'll get there. You get there. I
God
promise.
damn it.
Okay.
Oh, Hylas, why did you have to fail those lockpicking checks?
All right. So that's 5, but that's plus an additional 3.
So 8.
8 damage.
Okay. 8 damage is nothing to sniff at for an NPC.
Mhm.
So what does this look like as he reaches forward to try and peel back your lip?
I think Aang curls in on herself more and more and more and more as he tries to pull her lip up. And eventually, the twitching and the like trembling of her trying to keep her cool just snaps, and it happens very, very quickly. She just rounds on him, and her jaw opens unnaturally wide, and her teeth close not around his hand even, or not even just around his hand, but like, I think she's gonna get him in the elbow.
It's gonna bite his elbow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you...
And there's like a soft amount of crunching as she bites into him.
You crunch down on his elbow, and he yelps, but he covers his own mouth, and like sees you bite down on his elbow. You get blood. You absolutely tear through and get blood. He's bleeding through his doctor's coat, his lab coat, and he's like, you can see the wide-eyed expression of fear and confusion on his face. Like, he doesn't, beyond that, he's more like frozen in the moment, just not sure what's happening, overwhelmed by the reaction, and now just processing like, what, she bit me, what the fuck? And he immediately, like, after having that brief moment of just calm of what, he starts to yank his elbow to try and get it out of your mouth. Do you let go?
Let's see if she lets go.
Is he grappled?
She's not letting go. I
He
think
starts
restrained?
yanking.
Mhm.
He is grappled. He is grappled by your jaws. As he can't get out, he immediately starts like grunting and like you can hear the pain, like, and he like gets this wild expression on his face, and he grits his teeth, and he's going to reach over and grab the tall, clear bottle with a clear liquid in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to hold it in one hand as you are like biting and holding down on his arm. And he is going to soak the rag in it. Just drench it. Just pours a splash of it all over it. The rag is soaked.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing anything? Are you holding on?
I don't think she knows what that is. Like, I don't think Aang has any way of knowing what that is or what he's doing. I think right now, as everything has escalated, there's that part of her that's like, no, draw back. Oh god, everything has gone tits up. Oh no, oh fuck, oh shit. But with blood in her mouth, I don't think she's letting go right now.
Okay. There's a part of you deep inside, that this primal part of you that is like, tear it off. Rip it off. Tear his whole arm off. Just do it. No one's watching.
Go to tear it. Do I go to tear it off?
Hey, at about what time is Hylas like passing by the door again to go pick the lock?
So to get to the lock, you don't actually have to pass by the doctor's door. It's slightly away so that you can't see the outdoor area at all from the hall, from the first entrance to the back door. The doors are staggered.
Okay.
So you could get to the lock without ever seeing what's going on in the room.
And what about hearing what's going on in the room?
Make me a perception check as you are fiddling with the lock, which we'll get to.
Oh, okay. So not yet.
Not you. Yes, not quite yet.
Okay.
I will roll a will save, Joe, to not tear the arm off, if you're okay with that.
Okay. Sure.
I will. What do you think is a fair DC?
Let me think. I think a fair DC for not ripping the arm off, because Aang is really committed to being, like, to living as a human, and she's very defiant against this primal part of her. So I think a fair DC would be like 8.
Okay. All right. Well, then my odds are pretty good.
I think she could still pull back from this.
All right. 20.
Yeah. Easy.
So she's not
you have
pulling it.
your.
Yeah, she's not
Go ahead.
trying to tear the armor off. She has that moment where she's like, you could tear it off right now. It would be so simple. It would be so simple. And then she has the follow-up thought of, my life has never really been that simple. When things are simple, that's when difficulties happen. I'm not this. I'm not just this. She's gonna try to pull back. And I think that she's in the stage where, like, she's still got her jaw kind of clamped down, but she's not trying to tear. She's, like, trying to work herself up to letting go, you know?
Okay, so she's still clamped on, but she's not tearing his arm off.
Uh-huh.
He is going to hit you in the face with the rag.
Uh-huh.
Hylas, make me your perception check.
You got it. Well,
What a carefree boy.
I gotta get to that lock. I'm sorry, lady.
I'm sorry to you, but...
You make your way over to the lock.
As far
Now-
as Hylas is concerned, he's just like, oh, I gotta hurry. Poor Aang.
So, Hylas, make me a thievery check as you attempt the lock one more time.
Okay.
I will even give you a hero point for going the extra lock check. Because you let
You are
Aang
too
suffer for a
kind.
while, so you can have a hero point.
I both love and hate hearing that. Thank you. Let me go back over to my proficiencies. Alright. Please.
Hmm.
I am untrained in this.
Hmm.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
no!
That's hero
Boy.
point. This is what the hero,
Hero
point's
point?
for.
Hero
Yeah,
point?
I'm hero
Okay.
pointing it.
That is what the hero point is for.
Holy shit!
He doesn't want to open this lock, apparently. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Aw.
12.
I'm sorry.
I think we
It's
know.
God
fine.
of all living creatures.
I think we know what Hylas needs to spend his time learning from Paige and Peter in the future and Michonne. And theoretically, then Aang.
Yeah, Aang is trained. She's, I think, expert in thievery.
Honestly,
So,
the thing is, though, Aang wouldn't be able to get through the door, would she?
I mean, she has gloves.
No, I mean.
Oh, yeah, no, she wouldn't be able to
Like,
sneak
She wasn't
in.
invited into the basement.
Yeah.
hmm
She could theoretically open the door, though that's not going inside.
True.
That's true.
True. You could pick the lock and open the door and just not go in. But we'll get to that reality when we cross that bridge. For now, though, Hylas, you are struggling with the lock. And again, I want to stress, you're very close to opening it. You are so close.
Oh, am I? Am I, Joe?
You're just a hair off. Aang,
Give the
I
buddy
need
your
you-
gun.
I need you to make me a fortitude save at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. I have a resistance against poison. Does that help me here?
You know what? Wait, resistance to damage?
Resistance is poison 2.
Technically, no, that would not help you because it is
Okay,
resistance
that's
to the
fair.
damage.
Would this make me paralyzed, or does it have the sleep trait?
It. Hold on. I need to check. No,
Okay.
it doesn't have
okay.
the sleep trait. That's
I do-
weird.
I do get a +2. I looked at this
Okay.
For the
Yep.
save. I don't know if that's canceled out by my hunger or not, but I get a +2.
Mm-hmm.
So
It is not canceled out by your hunger.
Okay, so that is +2, so that's a 5. If hunger doesn't affect this at all, it's just a 5. If it does, then it's an 8. Or fuck 2.
It's Well, you are rolling with disadvantage.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'll roll the second time. Da, 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 da.
This is really just a nat 1 check. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? You just had to say
You know?
it. You just had to fucking say it. You just
Do you,
say it.
do you have your hero point, Kira?
I do. But you know what? I want to see where this goes.
I will
I wanna
give you
see
a
where
hero
this
point
goes.
for letting this happen. I will give you a hero point for letting this play out.
This is-
So
this
he
is where Aang dies.
slams.
I am freaking out right now.
He shoves this rag into your face. You already have strange chemicals in your body. You don't know what those are doing. As he shoves this rag into your face, Aang, you don't fall asleep in the way that normal creatures do. And consciousness here is not gently placed upon you. It is yanked out of your hands without your consent. You are immediately thrust into the dark curtain of unconsciousness. You just, your eyes go black and your whole body goes limp and you're out. You're out like a light.
Yeah. Just gonna fall straight to the ground.
But as you start to fall, he unhooks your jaw from his elbow and will start to slowly put you back in the chair
Oh god.
so that it looks like you slumped over in the chair.
I don't like this. Positive.
He carefully takes the rag and soaks it with more of that liquid and will close it in a fist behind his back. And then he'll say, "Ow! Fuck!" Hylas, you
Oh,
heard that?
Hylas, buddy! Buddy! I think we found a serial killer!
You also hear Hylas, "Oh my god. What the fuck?"
From him, which is weird for Hylas.
Yep. What are you doing, Hylas?
Hylas stops what he's doing, gets away from the hatch. And I said that his plan was going to be to retrieve Aang. She suffered enough.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna walk back over to the hallway, or sorry, to the doorway.
Yep. So as you stroll on over to the doorway, you round the corner and you see Aang with blood on her mouth, slumped back in the chair, passed out. And the doctor standing there with his arm bleeding, and he's standing at this awkward angle, like clearly hurt. And he sees you step into the doorway and just goes, "Your friend bit me and then passed out. Do you know anything about this bullshit?"
Do I know anything about this bullshit?
Aang
You've seen
having,
Aang
like,
eat people, I think.
yeah?
You saw her eat Dee Dee at a minimum.
Oh yeah, there was that.
He looks at you, Hylas, and like tips his head towards her and just goes, "Would you check on her? I'm not putting my hands near her fucking mouth again."
Yeah, I think the first thing he sees is Hylas sort of dart his eyes between her and him, and there's a furrow of his brow with a little slack of his jaw. The expression kind of reads, "I don't know enough about medical science to know if this is normal." So he kind of walks over and says, "Did you piss her off?"
What the? No, I was trying to help her. She said she was sick.
Yeah, he walks over to Aang and sort of like looks her over.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh god, Hylas! Hylas, don't beef it! Do not beef this roll, Hylas. I'm so serious.
If
I cannot
If-
stress how much I do not want to be beefing it as hard as I am.
Zell,
Zell needs to go
Zell.
through negotiation
Yes.
Zell, if you
Oh, no.
willingly choose to fail, this perception check, I'll give you 2 hero points.
2 Scooby sacks? I
Oh.
mean... Joe,
Yeah, take it if you want, bro.
this
Kira
is
will
where I
never
turn
forgive
to
you.
you and say... God has left me this entire game. What do you think those hero points are worth to me after so many failed rolls? I defy your hero points!
Go, Zell. Stick it to the man.
This is where I whip the roll.
So be it.
Oh no.
You walk over to Aang. Do you take a knee? She's in a low chair.
No.
You don't take a knee?
I mean, how low is the chair?
It's pretty low. Like Lloyd was kneeling as he was helping her.
No, I think Hylas might bend over because he is going to try picking her up. He's kind of
Okay.
done here, so he's gonna.
As
Okay.
you bend over.
Okay, Joe.
Yep.
Creative pleading. I have creative pleading for you.
Sure.
Where does Hylas keep the boastful hunter?
On his back.
On his back. Yeah.
Does the gun get a perception check?
The gun does. So here's what happens.
Come through, old man.
You bend forward to go and pick up Aang, and then in your mind you hear the gun say, "What? What is he doing?" And you hear 1 or 2 quick steps, and before you have a strong enough chance to react, he says, "Oh, look out!" And then you need to make me an athletics check.
I can do that. Probably.
Let me check the DC really quick before.
Aang and Hylas' awesome adventure.
We flub rolls in this house.
It is a
not
DC.
a
It is a
serial
DC 19.
Who the fuck is this
Oh.
man?
Good luck.
Is he the vampire?
He fucking might be, dude. I don't know.
Well, no, he's
19!
No, he has gloves. Probably. If he's a good
He doesn't
doctor,
have
he has gloves.
He doesn't have gloves. I'll be real.
Germ theory is a suggestion right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just check my feats real quick because I think I have something. How do I just read the information of the feats without actually putting it in the chat?
If you
the little
just click
pen.
it should. Yeah.
The little pen and paper icon next to the trash can, but
Thank
not the trash
you.
can.
I'm not being targeted with an attack, am I?
You are.
Oh, that's fun. Let me read this feat then.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think I still roll the athletics with this, but I'm gonna use this fun new feat that I got.
What is it?
I'm also curious about this. What is it?
I'm dying to
Uh,
know. The viewers
yeah,
at home are
Lucky
dying to know.
escape.
Lucky escape. Your enemy
What the
lies
fuck?
in wait, lines up the perfect shot, and pulls the trigger. Then, at just the right moment, you duck down to notice something scrawled in the cobblestone in chalk, or a shiny coin, or some other
What
coincidental
the
distraction,
fuck?
creating
This
an
is-
opportunity for the
Oh
attacker
my
to
god.
miss. The attacker has to roll twice and use the worst result. So, there's a chance this isn't going to work out for me, but...
The deal is I was targeting you with an attack, and I was going to make it a contested roll against his athletics. But I will let this work because now he has to roll, and he has to beat your Fortitude DC.
Oh,
But he will roll twice with disadvantage. He will roll with disadvantage to beat your Fortitude DC. What is your Fortitude DC?
I will tell you as soon as I find it. How do I find it?
Your Fortitude bonus plus 10.
Oh, 16.
16, okay.
That's pretty good. But I will roll keep lower. Oh man. Okay. So you hear the lookout from the boastful hunter, and you have half a second of reaction time, and you feel this like lurching sudden grab from behind you, and he is like wrapped an arm around your shoulder on one side and is trying to shove something into your face, and you stop his arm before it gets all the way to your face and nose. He has a rag in his hand, but you are locked in this moment, frozen with him as he's trying to grab you from behind and shove something into your face. You have stopped him from doing so. He rolled a 14. The disadvantage got there, so he does not grapple you. I guess now we're full on in combat. So
Hylas just looks at him and goes, "What the hell?"
okay, let me see. Hold on. Where is it? I know there's a song in here that's really good. Yes.
Women are suffering, Hylas. Women are suffering. See, that's what like manages to get him to like catch that hand at the very last second.
I have
Okay.
I have to perform my himbo duties. I have to protect women.
So I'm going to drag you and him onto the map, just for the time being. And I will assign both of you a combat turn. So go ahead and roll your initiative check.
How tall's this guy?
He's about 6 feet tall. He's shorter than you.
Okay, 6 feet. He could still reach up there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got pretty long arms. He's tall with 6 feet.
Yeah. Okay, initiative.
That's fast. You beat him. You're first. You are locked in melee with this dude.
Here's the thing. I am fast. I could shoot him. Like,
You could.
literally, I have quick draw, so
Question.
yeah.
Does quick draw mention the manipulate, or does it have the manipulate?
Oh, handedness.
Manipulate? Like, does it have that tag?
Yes. Does it mention that doing so, drawing a weapon, does it mention the manipulate?
You draw your
Action.
weapon and attack with the same motion. You interact to draw a weapon, then strike with that weapon.
It doesn't say anything about manipulate. It doesn't have the trait.
What is
The
manipulate?
interact. It is the interact action. You interact to draw your weapon. Interacting is the name of the action you are taking.
Okay.
Interaction, or the interact action, has the manipulate trait. The manipulate trait means you have to like do some finicky work with your fingers to do something more precise.
Mm-hmm.
It also triggers attack of opportunity.
Oh? Okay.
So you can
Yes.
draw and shoot, but he'd be able. Wait, does he have attack of opportunity?
You'd have to draw and find out.
Only fighters have that shit.
He's
NPC
a
class is looking
Valentine.
attack of opportunity.
He's
Yeah,
he's
fair.
a Valentine.
That's true. Okay. Let me check something real quick.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun what we're doing here. I'm so glad that we're doing.
You don't
Mhm.
feel stressed at all, right?
No, not in the slightest. This is like the most relaxed I've ever been in a campaign. Okay. You know what? Okay. I'm gonna ask some mechanical questions here, because
Okay.
one, if I shoot, that's gonna be loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very.
People are gonna hear that, and it's gonna draw attention.
Uh-huh.
Can I instead try to pistol whip him?
Sure. Do you have a pistol?
No, I guess what I mean by that is, can I hit him with the gun instead of shoot him with it?
Yes. I will let you do that, and I will have it not count as a manipulate action either. Even though you're still technically drawing the gun, I will say that because you're not drawing it and taking aim with it, it won't be a manipulate action.
Okay. I think Hylas is in a weird place about, you know,
Shooting people?
Men?
without thinking about, yeah, without thinking about it. So yeah.
Okay.
What do I roll for that? Am I gonna treat it like an unarmed attack, or am I just gonna do my...
It would be an attack. I'll let it count as though you're attacking with the gun, so you can roll like you would roll to shoot, but it is not shooting.
Okay.
Normally you use strength, but I don't want to make you have to make up a dice roll for it because I don't care.
Okay.
19 hits.
All right. I'm gonna hit that damage then.
Yeah, go for it. Six, respectable.
That's
you crack him
respectable.
across the jaw.
Yeah, I think
You go for it.
Hylas just sort of, maneuvers his arm so that, like, the sling that the gun is on, just sort of rolls down his arm, and he grabs it with both hands and, pushes back against Lloyd.
That's one action.
You get 2 more, buddy.
Got 2 more.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that until he drops what he's trying to attack me with.
Okay.
And I
Go
think Hylas
roll
is
it.
gonna
Roll
say,
again.
Okay, settle down.
That's another hit.
Okay, so he took the damage from Aang, and he took the damage from me just now. How is he looking?
He did. He took 8 from Aang and 6 from you. His face is bloodied and his arm is bloodied, but he seems very undeterred.
He's a fucking serial killer.
Okay. I'm gonna hit this next piece of damage here.
Uh-huh. 5.
Hylas is going to, if this is a third action, Hylas is going to try to plead with him to, settle the fuck down.
Go
You could
for
also
it.
go for the
Roll
disarm
me-
maneuver.
You could try the disarm maneuver.
Ooh,
If you want
what's
to disarm
that?
him of... That is you roll an athletics check against his reflex save, his reflex DC, and if you succeed, you knock whatever he's holding out of his hand. or you have to critically succeed. If you do succeed, it will make it loose and you could knock it almost out of his hand. You really need to hit hard with that one. I will let you retry your second attack if that's what you wanted to try the first time.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you.
So go ahead, roll me a disarm.
So this is athletics?
Athletics,
It
yeah,
is
versus his
athletics,
reflex.
and you are trying to beat you need to get above a 20
Okay.
to actually get there. If you get above a 15, you'll knock it so it's almost out of his hand. You need a critical success to get it all the way out of his hand.
Okay.
Good athletics, right?
If
With
Now's the
athletics,
time.
yeah, so since I'm doing my second action here, if
Uh-huh.
I get a 15 on this, and then I like try it again for the third action,
it would
Is
be
that
out of
You get a
nice?
minus
plus
10.
2.
Yeah,
okay.
because
You
it's
do get a plus
technically an
2.
attack. You do get a plus 2.
All right. I'll try it.
Go for it.
15!
You knock his hand and you break a finger. You hear a crunch, and he
Oof.
doesn't drop the rag. But he also, like, when you snap a finger, you've already cracked him once across the face and his nose is bleeding. You cracked his hand with the butt of the gun. Now his fingers are broken, or at least a finger is broken. And he is staring at you with, like, the most intense, glare, the most intense death glare you have seen in a normal human being. And if you're going to plead with him, you can try to plead with him.
Yeah, that's not right. Hylas like looks at him like with a grimace, hearing the cracks, and there's something on his face that looks like he's going to say like, "Oh, so sorry about that," but then he like locks eyes with this guy, and that grimace fades into like, "Oh, that ain't right." I'm gonna try going for the disarm for the third.
Go for it.
And I get a +2 on this.
You get a +2, but a -10.
Oh.
So you
Yeah,
would
because
need
it's still
to hit.
technically an
Okay,
attack.
that does-
Still technically an attack.
Yeah, that changes things somewhat.
You could could you 5-foot step back and then aim, maybe?
You'd have no actions left.
That's true.
Okay, the disarm is actually still better than if I attacked him for my third turn, right? No, because I only attacked once, so I would only have the penalty.
No, it's all 3 are
No.
attacks.
No,
They're all considered
all 3 are
attacks.
technically,
Okay.
yeah, they're all technically
Right.
attacks.
Okay. So the disarm actually would be the best roll to make.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, I'll try it. Fuck it, actually.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it!
Ooh.
Fuck it!
Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is -8. So you get another 15, which isn't a critical success.
That's another +2.
It's another +2, but you're out of actions.
I'm out of actions.
You're out of actions. But next round, you'll have a huge bonus to disarm him again. So, I will let you still plead as a free action if you want to say anything.
You think it's a free action, I see.
Yeah, I think Hylas doesn't know how to navigate this very well, so I think what's gonna come out of his mouth is, just, you know, the hell are you doing? Settle down!
He is holding that rag with, like, a death grip, just so he doesn't let go of it. And he is staring at you with the most intense eyes and just goes, "Are you not human? Your friend wasn't human. And he is going to take a step forward and try to shove this rag into your face. That's gotta be a miss. What's your AC, Hylas?
17.
Okay, so no, that's a miss. He swings at you with the rag and misses. He's gonna try one more time.
What's that?
Do what?
Oh, sorry. No, my internet just stuttered for a second.
Gotcha.
He tried to hit you with the rag and missed. He's going again.
Yep. Oops.
Cool.
I need this one.
Hylas is gonna
Oh.
sort of wave his hands around and go, I'm human! I'm human!
He swipes you at or swipes at you with this rag again and just goes, I don't believe you. He's gonna try one more time because he missed again. Oh! Okay. Okay, Hylas.
Uh-oh.
It all comes down to this. He swipes this one more time and plants the rag in your face.
Oh,
And
God.
make me a fort save.
Don't beef it! Don't beef it, Hylas! If you beef it, we might die!
Not one. Do it for the vine.
Oh boy.
Oh, no!
No.
I think Hylas
Oh.
is caught attempting to respond to that I don't believe you. And he says, I think he says, what does it matter? Before
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Before the
Whatever
rag
happens
hits
next.
you, the rag hits you in the face, and there's this moment where you're like, what the fuck? He doesn't even hit me that hard. And then you inhale, and the world goes dark.
cool.
Oh, man.
I tried, gang. I
Guys,
tried.
come pick us up! Pick us up!
Oh my god.
Mom could pick me up. I'm scared.
Oh my god.
Man, I've always dreamed of being able to kidnap player characters.
You're fucked for this, Joe.
You're so fucked up for this!
You're so fucked for this.
Oh.
Well,
Wow.
on the bright side, Willow is supposed to go to the alchemist eventually.
You're saying that like she's gonna have any conscious thoughts that aren't science for the next 2 days.
Yeah, but I imagine she's like shaking, like she'll start leaving the engineering and start talking alchemy, and Nicola's like eyes will glaze over, and she's like, okay, not that kind, apparently.
At least the boys knew you guys were like.
They knew we
trying to
were
find
somewhere in these
stuff.
quarters.
Yeah.
But neither
So
of them have
at least
Maddie's
when you guys
nose.
are missing.
Maddie's the
Don't
tracker
say
of the
that.
3.
Yeah, Maddie's the tracker.
They're the muscle and the sneaky.
And I still have to buy Abigail a hat.
Mm-hmm.
This is doing nothing, by the way, to assuage Egg's fear of humans.
Yeah, all the progress Willow made down the drain. Gone.
When Willow finds this guy, she's gonna be like, I'm gonna take all your research, but also, you don't know how fucking hard I've been working.
So, we're gonna smash cut after that to we can still do the theater scene without Paige if Anissa and Michonne are down to it. Like, Paige goes to talk to the theater director to like convince them for a show, Paige and Pierre. So it is now just Michonne and Anissa.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Michonne's whole thing is Black Swan in Nutcracker.
Oh. Well, there's good news and bad news.
Doesn't exist. Then like
Mhm.
reinvent it.
With no soul?
That's what I was gonna say.
He's gonna be going up to the musicians like, no. It goes do 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 do.
I'd be looking like an interpretive dancer up there.
So, you're all walking to the theater district area. Not theater district. The bustle. The bustle is this middle area. And it's called the bustle because it is the most busy area. There's a lot of really like interesting and high profile places inside the bustle. And the theater is actually in here. So as you are walking to the bustle, you have to walk through 2 inner walls. These walls, the walls on the outer side of the city were constructed. They're clearly built. The walls here were dropped. These are weirding placed walls. Similar with these buildings, it seems like the weirding created like a micro city in this little pocket. So as you are all walking in, Paige and Pierre split off and rush off to the theater a little bit ahead of you. But as you get past the second entranceway here, on this like I don't know how to do it, like northeastern wall, I guess. This wall on the immediate hard turn inside, you, Michonne, notice something. You notice that the wall is covered, like from like 7 feet up from the ground to 1 foot off of the ground, and for probably a good 30 to 40 foot stretch of wall, it is covered in missing posters. Hundreds of them, easily. It is definitely not uncommon to see missing posters in cities, especially with how the world is now. But from your knowledge of, like, your knowledge and time in Terramarkt, they're not so commonly placed everywhere. The church kind of cleans up the place a little bit, so they don't encourage posting all over the place. It is so like seeing this many in one place is staggering. And a lot of them are weathered from age, as if they've been here for a long time and people have just kind of forgotten about them, or maybe they've been missing for so long that the people who put up the posters forgot to take them down and they've given up. It's hard to say. But Anissa, you would know that this wall is colloquially referred to as the Wall of the Lost.
That's so sad.
It's a very grim thing, but every so often, maybe like once every 6 months to a year, a poster that goes up on the wall will come down and someone is found. But as you're walking by it, there are a handful of fresh posters that are there. Some that look definitely clearer and more freshly placed than normal. Do you investigate them?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So you walk up and check them out. They're all like mixtures of portraits, like sketch portraits and pictures. And some of these portraits and pictures, there's something you notice about them instinctively. All of the pictures that are recent they look on close inspection like they might be weirdlings. Like one person has slitted pupils, another person has a little bit too much hair on their face and chin, almost like Maddie has a lot of extra hair on her head and ears. This person seems to be a little bit abnormally hairy in the face. There's another person with clear fangs showing when they smile. There's another one with animal ears. It's a whole eclectic group of people that you can see on these missing posters. And it seems like all the recent ones that have gone missing are weirdlings.
Don't suppose you've seen any of these people stop by the convent?
GM?
No.
No, they're all unfamiliar to me. Has there been any rumors heard?
There's been an influx of people from Termarkt that are more discriminatory of weirdlings. Some people think it might be related to that.
Just citizens or like
citizens,
church
yeah.
officials? Okay.
Not church officials. Though there are people who are like native to Murcott who think it is probably related to the church. Like people who are like, oh, we know the Termarkt Church and what they're about. They might be doing it because they can't get away with it in their city, so they do it here. But then there are Termarkt locals who have come here, transplants who are like that other Murcott locals are like, it might be them. It's hard to say because they typically don't like weirdlings if they're from Termarkt. But rumors, I mean, there's of course always a rumor that there's like a kidnapper or serial killer or something. There's always boogeyman rumors, but those are just rumors. Oh, I will say, there is one piece of advice you've heard from like the general mob of people out and about. It is best for weirdlings to not walk alone because of this recent string. Don't go out really late and don't go out alone really late.
It's a sundown town.
Oh God.
I love the idea of like them looking at this and going, huh, well, Aang has Hylas.
At least.
But yeah, it's generally regarded as not too safe for weirdlings when it gets dark. And most weirdlings that live in Murcott have started to pick up on that.
Anissa will share all of that information, as sad as it may be.
Michonne will scrunch up his face and no particular part of town where they're going missing.
Nobody's really looked into that. At least you haven't heard about it. You know for sure that the judges, which is basically the local militia and police, the judges have not looked into it so closely that you're aware of it. So, you don't know.
How long has Anissa been in town?
Years, at least?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a long while.
Mm-hmm. Certainly longer than the disappearances have happened.
think Michonne turns away from the wall. Just places his hands behind his back. You've never been curious about all these people?
I'm sorry. So this is like an abnormal amount of people, or like?
No, not really. It's like people go missing all the time. It's
Right.
part of it is blamed on like the city letting people in and out so easily and so quickly. It's a very high travel or like high travel city.
Mhm.
So people sometimes just go missing, and I was going to say all the kings, but two of the kings regard that as a cost of doing business. They don't seem super concerned about it. They just think people should be more responsible and not let themselves be kidnapped.
Right. She's not going to
Hearing-
share that part, but she's just going to say, like, I try to focus more on those that are found.
That's really good.
Good line.
Michonne.
I think he drops it at that.
You drop it, and you guys
Sorry.
continue to go to the theater just to see it.
Yeah, sure. Is that where Paige and Pierre split off, or?
Yes, they ran ahead to go see it. They did not see the wall, but they
Gotcha.
rushed ahead to go talk to the actual name of the place, Domain. As you head towards the theater, you see that it is like a classic theater with like the ticket booth out front and doors and behind. There's like a little like I forget the name of the thing, but the thing where they put the letters up. It's one of those. Marquee, thank you. There's a little marquee. It has the name of a couple shows going on, and as you walk up, the Paige and Pierre are nowhere to be seen. They must have gotten in already. But you can walk in just to see the venue and like see what potential shows are going on. There's no shows going on at the moment, but I assume you would want to see the actual inside of the building. Am I right? Okay. So you guys head inside. The little hallway, as you're walking down it, it kind of opens up into a broad stage area with the velvety red curtains and a deep maroon second set of curtains. It is like it is the most archetypical stage and theater experience you've ever seen. There's balcony seating, there's the little pit where the musicians and like music would be played. It is very grand. It has like a lot of care put into it. It's very clear. And there is a person sitting in here reading a book, like halfway down the row in a seat near the aisle. It seems to be like an elderly gentleman, like silver, wavy hair. What do you do?
I think Michonne turns to Anissa and asks, do ballet companies pass by here often?
GM?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Yes, many dance troupes that pass through.
Any currently?
GM?
There's one that you know of. There might be one performance tonight.
Did we see flyers for that outside?
You know what? Since you walked in to actually see, you would have seen flyers and posters for the show. So yeah, you would know that there is a show, there is a performance, a ballet going on tonight.
And did that group have a name?
No.
Okay.
They do have a name, but I don't have one.
Nondescript dance company performing tonight.
I have no idea what dance company names sound like.
The theater troupe. You know the guys. Those ones.
Yeah, them.
Mm-hmm.
This elderly gentleman, like sitting in the middle row as you're talking. You're not really whispering, I imagine, right?
No.
So as you're talking, you hear the clap of a book snapping shut, and then this man grunts and stands up out of his seat and turns around, and you see before you a very well-dressed, suited man with a nice combed goatee and mustache. He's old. He is an older gentleman, and he sees both of you and just goes, "I take it you're friends of the arts, fans of the theater? Are you coming to see a show tonight?"
Perhaps even join for a bit of coin?
I see. Ambitious. Ah, I must introduce myself. He holds his book in his offhand and will hold out a hand, which he is wearing fancy gloves. My name is Lucius Blackwater. Pleasure to meet you.
Sean will shake his hand and take a peek at the book's title.
You take a peek at the what?
The book's title.
The book. The book is.
Uh-huh.
I did not think about the book. It is an old literature book, and it definitely is old world. It is an old world book, which you could recognize from the actual print and print and condition of it.
Sean will just
I don't
make a
have a title
mental
on
note of
hand.
this. No worries. It's more of a will Black Cat be interested in this?
So I think Black Cat would be interested in it in the fact that it is an old world book. She might not have it. You don't know how expansive, you don't know everything in her collection, so it's possible she doesn't have it. You would also be aware. Fair. You would also be aware that these types of books, they're very rare and typically regarded as antiques. They're not something that's casually carried around like a normal modern written book would be.
Say less, Mr. God. Sights are set.
Okay.
A little side mission for later.
Okay. He turns to you in a sense and says, "And you must be from the convent. I don't see many of you around here. Are you with this gentleman?"
I am accompanying him, yes.
would you be coming to the show as well?
I suppose I would.
Well, it will be a pleasure to see you both there. I appreciate those who appreciate art. The performing arts, that is. And he gestures to the stage. From behind you all, the door opens, like to basically to the area you guys just came from, but on the opposite side of the seating area that you're on. The door opens and someone comes in, and it seems like they are a theater worker. And as they walk in, they come in with a broom, and they stop and turn, and they see you all and just go, hello, Mr. Blackwater, you're still here? He just waves. Yes, I'm still here. Are you are coming to the show tonight? He nods. Of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Sure. It's not for another 5 hours. Are you sure you want to stay here? He just does this, like, hand up, kind of like bowing gesture, and just goes, oh, that's why I brought my book. He holds the book up. Very, very well, sir. I hope you enjoy your time. I'm going to clean up a bit, and let me know if you need anything. He waves. And he turns to you both and says, would you like me to buy your tickets?
Michonne turns to Anissa, then back to Lucius, and he shakes his head. I think I might want to join in on rehearsals. If it is something I know, I really would like to join in.
They should be rehearsing soon. I like to watch them rehearse as well. So, I'd be more than happy to introduce you. I know the troupe. Come here often. He looks left and right like he's going to tell you a secret, and then he leans in and puts his hand to the side of his mouth and says, the shows in Lower Murcott better than the upper shows.
The shows in Lower Murcott are better than
The shows in
Upper?
Upper Murcott. Yeah.
Is there another meaning here, or
It's more like it's very weird to see an aristocrat in the lower section of Murcott. The implication here is that he is from the aristocrat area of Murcott. And most of the aristocracy people, most of the rich folk stay up there. There's not really a lot for them that they need down here. Everything that they could possibly want exists as well in Upper Murcott.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's strange that, like, it would be like a high profile rich person going to a community theater in like a podunk town.
Gotcha.
And Anissa, you would know this guy, at least by the name Blackwater. He is a banking person. He's a banker.
Ah, okay.
Would you like him to buy your tickets? Are you going in? The rich man is offering.
I mean, if he's offering, Anissa will accept. She's not necessarily rich, so. But if Michonne's performing, do we just need one ticket? Is it later tonight?
It is later tonight.
I feel like we
The-
should regroup and talk to everyone before committing to.
Look, some people are going to be absent from that meeting.
Yeah.
So, Michonne,
Mhm.
Mr. Blackwater would tell you they're going to gather here to practice and rehearse in about 2 hours. If you'd like to come back then. I don't have another book to lend you to read, I'm sorry. And I need to entertain myself, as I'll be here for most of the day.
Michonne nods. If I do get a chance to perform, perhaps I can entertain you that way, and you can trade me that book.
He looks at the book and looks at you, and there's a little bit of an, ooh, maybe, but no, not really, kind of look in his face. But he will pat the book and stick it under his arm. Well, I'll see you at rehearsal time. Maybe this handsome young man will get into the play. Or get into the ballet. We'll see. Did you give him your names?
No.
No.
Then that's all Mr. Blackwater has. He will bid you both adieu, and he will find his spot, walk down the aisle, grab his seat again, and start reading his book again. Is there anything you guys would like to do while you're here in the theater area already? Do you want to try and talk to the owner, or talk to some of talk to the guy cleaning?
I think Michonne is more inclined to meet back up with Willow, considering she has his knife.
Gotcha.
It's a very important knife.
Okay.
So are
Well, you both
Paige and
know.
Pierre here right now, or have they already
Yes,
come and
they
gone?
are. They are here in the building talking to the owner, trying to lock in a date for a show.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to make them roll for it. I'm just going to give them an opportunity for a show.
Sure.
But I could say you wait for them, or they need a little bit more time here so that you guys can meet up with Willow again.
Either way, I think Anissa would be happy to wait around just so that she can kind of guide them through the city.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys can head to go meet up with Willow. You know that she went to Future Innovations. Are you going to meet her there, or are you going to wait for Willow to get done and meet you in the evening?
Meet her there.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys saddle up and head out. For simplicity's sake, Paige and Pierre are going to head back to the Knight's Inn and freshen up, eat dinner, relax. They've been doing a lot today, but they know the way back. So you, Anissa, and Michonne are free to go to meet up with Willow at Future Innovations. Which let me find. Let me see. Okay. So, you both head over to Future Innovations, which, as you're walking there, you see the Tesla Tower poking out of the roof, which, Anissa, you've seen this before. It is a well-known site that occasionally the owner of this strange barn will crack the roof open and stick a giant tower out of it. He's been known to do it during stormy evenings as well, which seems dangerous to you, but it's not your business. But you both head up to the small entryway door. And as you enter, you see Willow and Mr. Nicola doing their own separate things, working on their own projects, occasionally handing each other notes or making comments on the other person's work. Willow, what project are you in the middle of right now?
Well, considering the fact that nobody has talked about what they're wanting beyond just the upgrading of weapons, and the only one that she knows, like, she would have had access to beyond her own shit is, Michonne's. I guess she's working on Michonne's dagger.
Okay. Yeah, so Michonne, you see Willow actually has Little Love in the midst of working with it.
I don't imagine he tries to be sneaky, but like he won't announce himself.
As you enter, you see both of them like in their separate kind of areas doing their own work, and at least Nicola doesn't look up. He does not hear the door. He is engrossed in his labor. Willow, you're free to roll a perception check, or if you just want her to notice.
Yeah, I mean, she's used to having people just walk in on her lab and shit from Terramark, so I imagine she would notice more than likely. It might take her a second, but when she just kind of like, when you feel somebody just moving in a room, like she'd finally poke her head up and look, and all of her extra lenses on her glasses are down and like in the locked in position, which you've not seen before. It was a little bit of grease kind of smudged on her face, but she's also perfectly happy, perfectly content. And you see her kind of like blink at you through the lenses, and then kind of tilt her head one way and the other until she can look at you through fewer lenses. Not already.
Wait, what did she say?
Done already.
Oh. Paige and Pierre kind of ran off on us, and ballet's not for another couple of hours. So for now.
Ballet. That's interesting. She says that with all the interest of somebody that is not interested.
He looks down at the workbench and studies what's been done to Little Love.
I think
He looks more keen, I imagine.
What were you getting? The streaky? Let me look at my notes. Just the weapon proficiency, I think.
Yeah.
So +1. Oh, on your knuckles too. Sean's getting a bunch of shit. I forgot. A lot of the rings we have.
I was muted. Little Love's already a +1.
Striking for Little Love and the +1 on the knuckles, I think.
Was I putting the striking on his dagger? Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Anyway. It's nice and sharp and shiny. A little keener. A little bit of an etching somewhere down at the base of the blade. Not much, but something. she'll just kind of like see him looking at it and pick it up and kind of balance it and test it in her hand. Well, I'm not a bladesmith by any means, but I do think this might be useful. Not messed with your knuckles quite yet.
I'm not so ready about those, but this one was a gift.
And she'll spin it around and kind of balance it in the middle on a finger and offer it.
He'll take it and give it a little toss up.
Feel good. I can still try to hone it a little bit more.
Well, if it needs more work, then it needs more work.
She shakes
He'll
it.
place it back down.
She'll, like, watch it go back down on her bench and tilt her head. Well, don't say that. I might just turn it into something else entirely. Everything can use a little more work. And
You and Gatina are more alike than you think.
she kind of snorts. I will have to take your word for that. Oh, I've never met another clockworker that's quite as obsessive as I have been. At least obsessive, and she see her like air quote. That's at least what my brother calls it. She'll look past Michonne to Anissa for a moment. Is Anissa just like standing there awkwardly, or is she had approached as well?
Is Tesla around?
Yeah, he hasn't noticed you guys enter. He is like off to the side doing his own thing. He's completely engrossed in his work and has not even noticed anyone walked in.
She probably would have gone up to him and been like, "So we missed you at Sunday Mass," and like started a conversation.
Like the moment you speak to him, it's just like, oh God, oh, pardon me, I didn't hear you come in. Oh, there's two of you. And yes, I might have gotten distracted by a project. Did I say I would make it to Sunday Mass?
Well, no, I just expected you there.
Forgive me. Just a little out of sorts with my most recent project. I'm making good headway.
I'm delighted to hear it.
And I promise I will be there next time.
I'll
This
hold you
Sunday.
to that. She says, not knowing if she will be there.
He's very determined to like make a good impression, but also is very much like engrossed in his work and does not want to be taken away from it. But he does not want to leave a bad impression on people.
No, after that short exchange, she'll move over to Michonne and Willow.
As Anissa
Yeah, go ahead.
is talking to Nicola, like, we'll look back towards Michonne. Anything interesting going on in town besides a ballet?
Are we sure we want to leave Abigail in a place where so many people go missing?
Do what now?
Have you not seen the wall?
The walls to the city. I mean, we had to get past them to get in.
In the center of the city.
No.
40 feet of missing posters.
There's a bit of a furrowed brow. That's news to Willow, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you did not have to walk past that wall to get to future innovations.
That many. Completely full.
Seemed like there were fresh ones put up recently.
Yeah, that's odd. Generally, with that
No
many
one.
people missing, even in Tamok, there'd be concerns.
No one here seems to be concerned. Granted, they're all, well, they seem to be weirdlings, but. And
All
he'll
of
gesture.
them.
At least the recent posters.
She kind of like spins in her stool, so she was kind of looking over her shoulder, still fiddling with things on the workbench, occasionally looking away. She finally spins in her stools, more facing Michonne now. Weirdlings are, well, a hardy bunch is probably even putting it lightly. They don't tend to just up and disappear. Not without some noise about it. Well, to be quite honest, more fit to this world than we are.
If Anissa is still talking to Nicola, Michonne will lean in a bit closer. It was advice that weirdlings shouldn't be walking alone in this city. I know she's been training with you, but Abigail's still a kid.
Man's not quite capable of direction and precision yet, let alone subtlety. That's certainly a problem. And she will kind of bite her lip a little bit and leans back in her stools where her back is leaning against the workbench, and will try to like smudge off some of the oil and grease she knows is on her cheek, and doesn't really do much more than just spread it further. That she is thinking. I imagine that's when Anissa comes back. And she'll look over to Anissa. Anissa, how active are the judges around here? I mean, within the city, not just at the gates.
She asks how active.
Mm-hmm. Is there a judge presence that is noticeable?
In
Gia?
Lower Murcott? In Lower Murcott, there is a judge's quarters. There is an area where the judges are stationed. But they kind of just don't really care. Like, they'll intervene if something is very loudly happening, but in most cases, they just kind of leave it.
Well, I don't want to say that they're useless, but they don't respond quickly.
Noella crosses her arms. Will look over to Anissa and like study her face, realize that her lenses are still down and she can't see, and has to take her glasses off and start adjusting so that she can see properly. And as she is fiddling with her glasses, will kind of nod to herself. I have, sneaking disquiet in my gut now. And she'll kind of look around, and there is a moment where it's very clear that you can see that she does not want to leave. Like, she has found the happy space. But then she shakes her head. She'll stand up. Nicola! She'll wait for him to turn around. Can I
He spins around.
just keep this bench on reserve for the next few days? Leave things here.
Takes his gloves off and will adjust the little goggles he's wearing over his eyes. He goes, but of course, you are welcome to come back anytime. It is nice to have a fellow inventor in my presence. Usually I'm here by myself.
And she smiles and nods. Is there anything you'd like me to get out in the city for you when I come back?
Maybe some more food. I'm out of bread and cheese.
Bread and I will make sure you're fully stocked.
Thank you. I'm not much of a chef.
Oh, well, I know a few people that'll change that. We'll get you a few good, well, home-cooked meals.
That would be delightful. Thank you, truly.
And she nods. And she will kind of tidy up the bench as she is looking over everything, and will pause. Before I leave, I actually did draw something up. And look over to Anissa. And Cody, you wanted that sensor, right?
Yes.
So she will slide a blueprint over to Anissa. Hey, it was just thought after talking to you earlier today. And just kind of tap on it. Don't know if Anissa can actually read any of the blueprint. Do you like something?
I don't know if she can read the blueprint either. She probably looks at it. Well, that would
You
be
get the gist of the shape, right? Yeah.
mighty kind of you.
She nods. I will endeavor to add it into the list. And then she will pick up, what is it? Something deer? Little Love. There we go.
Something dear.
Look, man. I got a whole bunch of names right earlier. That was my one like brain cell for that. And pick it up and hand it to Michonne. And you might want that for the next little bit, just in case.
Michonne will take it, place it in his pocket.
If you will, Joe, I would imagine she would have enough time to put a striking rune on.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
You
check
could get
off
that
the
done
list.
done in a day.
So Little Love has striking. If they did not already have striking. And we'll finally pick up an actual cloth and start like wiping her hands down. Well, I think we might need to go check on a few things. Does she have any way of that she would know from Terramarked? Because she does work like tangential to the hunters with making them shed.
Yeah.
And she's traveled with Maddie. Would she know
Yep.
of any way of getting their attention quickly?
Getting whose attention quickly?
The boys.
Bat signal.
Yeah, bat
The
signal
boys?
for the boys.
Well, you know that both of them have exceptionally good hearing. They hear at a higher register than normal humans can hear.
Is
So
there
a dog
dog
whistle,
whistle?
they could hear.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe there's a special whistle, like not sound, but like sequence for hunters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd buy that. I'd buy that. There's a dog whistle type. You blow into it at a certain like pattern, and it'll signal other weirdlings in the area. to come.
So, knowing that, imagine Willow, because she is not necessarily, she's concerned about Abigail, but Abigail is still safe for the moment, but there are 2 hunter weirdlings and an Aang that are wandering around, and the judges are not useful to, like, talk to in this moment, apparently. So she would want to at least warn the boys, and then they would know where Aang got sent off to.
True. Okay.
She's not concerned of, like, their safety in the moment, but it's like, this is information that all of you should know, or all of them should know. So she would, I imagine, head back to the inn, because that would probably be a place they would know to head towards if they heard shit.
Yep.
And when they got there, would do the dog. You pull out a dog whistle and do the fucking hunter's Morse code.
You do the Morse code, and now it's a waiting game. You hope they heard it and that they'll come as soon as they can. They might not be sprinting, but they're heading there. At least one of them should be, at a very minimum.
And pay for a round of drinks, and, well, it's probably close enough to some market shit that she would start, like, securing some supplies for Nicola in the meantime. Like, maybe not deliver to him directly, but, like, we'll swing back by, like, tomorrow, pick it up, take it over there, so they have time to prepare everything and put together a basket.
Oh, for sure. There's plenty of market space to go through, and there's always people trying to hawk random goods to you, like fresh fish or like specialty like hunting supplies, like actual hunting, not hunter hunting. Like new books, like freshly minted books, not old world books. All sorts of random goods from all sorts of random people. As well as food. There's also plenty of food vendors. So you can have the pick of the litter of whatever kind of weird food you would want. After a good bit of waiting, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, roll me a d20. Just a flat d20.
Charlie?
Oh,
you don't actually have to hold for me.
Oh.
I'm gonna meme in chat.
okay.
Meme brewing.
Like, if Michonne and Anissa have anything they want to add, they can. I don't want to take things over.
No, it was just lore stuff that I picked up on when I was rereading stuff.
18, good.
18. Yeah. So, the first one of the two to show up, you see Malik. It took me a second to remember his name. You see Malik lumbering through the crowd as he towers over everyone. He's looking around because he heard the noise, but he's not sure who would blow the whistle.
Willow will just lift her head up. Malik, over here.
Right. He lumbers over. What's up?
Do you think Victor would have heard the whistle and be coming to you?
It's possible. We went different directions. He could be too far away. But I was pretty close by. Just a walk.
She nods and kind of like looks around and looks back to Malik and will kind of put a hand on his forearm and pull him over so that Malik and Michonne and Anissa and her are kind of like off to the side, outside of the crowd a bit. So they're not in the way, but also a little privacy. I don't know if you've seen or heard, but Michonne saw something. And they said informed us of a few details that at the very least you and Vincent need to be aware of.
kind of narrows his eyes and looks at you all. What did you see?
Looks at Michonne.
City seems to be a hot spot for weirdlings going missing.
Kind of raises an eyebrow.
Anissa
yeah?
a little defensively. Only as of late.
That actually makes it worse, Anissa.
Deep sigh.
So, any ideas where they're going missing or why? Any theories?
From mostly in the lower city, as far as I can tell, looking between Michonne and Alyssa.
There- There have been a lot of people coming into town from Termarkt.
Also rumors about a serial killer.
Malik rolls his eyes. There's always rumors about those.
However, not at the same time there might be a vampire coming around.
That's a good point. I wonder if that vampire's been operating out of this town for a while.
Well, could you tell by any of the ghouls and lesser vampires that you saw? Could you tell if they were weirdlings at one point?
No. Usually weirdlings don't catch new plagues once they become a weirdling. Usually don't get weird cross-species stuff like a lichen vampire. It's the first thing that hits you, and then you're a weirdling, or you're the creature.
And what about creatures catching other creatures?
He shakes his head and shrugs. Could be.
I hate to say it, and please forgive me for being blunt, but you and Vincent certainly stand out like sore thumbs compared to some weirdlings, and Ironcard has also got her own quirks that make her stand out in a crowd.
Yeah. We do stick out like sore thumbs. I've seen a few weirdlings walking around, but they're definitely not like me and Vin.
I know the two of you can handle yourselves, but it does bring some worries.
I do trust Vincent to be good on his own. But... And he looks over to Anissa. And mostly weirdlings disappearing lately.
Oh, sorry, that was like a question?
Just to make sure.
She nods.
Yeah. Kind of makes sense, I guess. New Termarked people come in and it starts to stoke fear. I've seen some people giving me weird looks, but kind of shrug it off. I'm used to it. I'll see if I can find them.
Well, Damati is going to be coming into all of this unaware herself.
Can I borrow that whistle?
She nods.
I'll take it.
Over.
It looks like pathetically small in his giant hand. I'm gonna find Vincent and let him know. We'll team up and search the city in pairs. I'll tell Aang to stick with Hylas if I see them. I don't know if they'll hear this.
I'm not sure they would fully know to come. Do you know which direction they wandered off in?
They're supposed to be in the south. Well, one of them is supposed to be in the south. One in the south and one in the west. Me and Vincent took north and east.
So they are split up then.
It would depend on how much I'm clung to Hylas. She looks towards.
Is she clingy?
Oh. And she see Willow kind of like tilt her head one way and the other, and it's very clear how much do I say. And let's just say that she has not had very kind interactions with humans, even more so than usual. Crowds make her jumpy.
Kind of scratches his chin. Well, I'll see if I can find her.
She nods. Keeping an eye out would be appreciated. And she looks over to Michonne and Anessa. And I suppose we can do a bit of poking around ourselves. They should be fine. From what I understand, it's not safe closer to the evening, but... Well, I suppose we were wanting to explore the city anyway.
Where do we begin?
She just kind of looks over to Anessa and looks up Malik. What exactly were you having them look for?
What exactly was he having them look for?
Yeah.
Well, we're looking for a vampire. But we're not gonna probably have as much luck in the day. We're hoping to be able to check anywhere that's shaded, inside of buildings, cellars, anywhere that someone can avoid the daylight.
Look towards Anessa. It's a part of town that has older buildings or more stable buildings that's been around here longer. Not necessarily pre-weirding, but more likely to have foundations.
GM, is there a part of town that might be more inclined to have basements?
Generally, it's a kind of scattershot. The most likely places to have basements in Lower Murcott would be places in the bustle, but there's definitely other buildings that exist outside of the bustle that have cellars.
Unfortunately, they're scattered throughout. But we might have more luck in the bustle.
Willow nods and just crosses her arms. Yeah. 3 sets of eyes makes for lighter work, I suppose. And if we're heading back through the bustle, that's the theater end of town, correct? Perhaps Paige and Pierre we might be able to snatch up. And she'll look back towards Malik. If you're going after Vincent, both of you do be careful. Maddie might kill us if the 2 of you get killed while we're around.
He shakes his head. I'm not planning on dying. I don't think Vincent is either. We'll be all right.
She smirks and nods. And if we have Unkrot around, she might be able to hear that whistle of yours. And, I don't say this lightly, so don't do it unless you need to, but you can throw around the Delaunay name just a little bit if somebody gives you too much trouble. I'll do my best.
You know, there's a Delaunay general in the middle. I forget what it's called, the bustle.
Oh, he actually opened a store here. Well, good job, Emerson.
Well, if there's no more notes, I'm gonna see if I can find a vampire. Well, our vampire.
Is there anything else we need to be telling Malik right now? I don't think so. I guess
I think
not.
that was it.
So, Willow will shake her head and give Malik's arm a pat. Yeah, good luck to you, and good luck to all of us.
Mm-hmm. We were gonna be at the church for a few hours, so if I don't end up finding them, they'll know to come back to the inn at nighttime.
Yeah, if nothing else, gathering back up at the inn would serve to make sure that everybody's still alright. I suppose if somebody doesn't show up, then it's a true deep dive into the city and concern to be had.
They'll be there. We just got here. Think something goes wrong on the first day?
And she looks towards Malik, and there is just kind of this expression on her face. And what is it like? What's the philosophical thing of like if something goes wrong?
Murphy's Law.
Oh, yeah, Murphy's Law.
She just looks at him and is like, well, you are not acquainted with Murphy's Law.
He raises an eyebrow, like, I don't know what that is.
Something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Especially when you don't want it to.
Maybe that's a good way to temper your expectations. But I got a cold blood to find.
Yes, go. And she just like gestures, like scooting gesture with her hands. And we will start poking around on our own.
Good luck. And if I don't see you for a while, maybe we can meet back at the Delane General Store in the bustle.
And she nods. Yes, that should be a relatively good spot for all of us. As long as we can all find it, then... Well... Suppose Emerson can just yell at me later, but we can use it as a base.
Good. I'll see if I can't find Vincent and end up there in a couple hours.
And she nods. Turn towards Michonne and Anissa, and then look more towards Anissa. And lead the way.
Okay. Malik heads off to go look into Vincent's sector to try and pick up a Vincent. And you three are heading to the bustle to look into buildings and basements there. Correct? Okay.
Do any of the three of us have drawing capabilities? Is Michonne
Drawing?
In character or out?
Artists?
In character, yeah. Or either Anissa or Michonne good at drawing.
I would imagine Willow can draw a bit, at least.
I mean, yeah, isn't her
Practical drawing.
crafting good?
If you can find
Yeah.
Paige, I know she can draw.
Yeah, Willow does have can draw, but I never imagined her drawing people. She's good with
Oh.
things.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Charles? Can Mitchell draw?
I don't think
Willow
Marshmallow
drawing.
can.
Willow drawing boastful hunter. Like, have you seen a man with this gun?
She
That's
could do
what-
that.
The man.
He's a tall man, a very tall man, but he has this gun. And have you seen a hoofed nun?
Yeah, so that's essentially she was like, one of the three of them can draw a sketch of Ankarat in a habit and tall cowboy. Because those two I feel like would stick out a little bit. Maybe not a whole lot, but a little bit. So if they interacted with somebody, they'd remember it.
They've been going all over town in the south, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there is. Hylas was seen in front of that huge crowd of people.
Oh, yeah.
And we just draw like 2 circles and luscious locks.
That could be either of them.
Exactly. Have you seen
That's
people
like
Perfect.
with hair
circles.
like this?
Is it just in a habit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen a woman in a habit? Not that one.
Not the other one. The other one.
Nuns are more common in this area than I was hoping.
I mean, Aang has white hair. That's notable, probably.
But she
Maybe. I
has
don't
it
know. Wait.
covered.
True.
Oh, yeah, she does,
Yep.
because the veil.
So it's the like, have you seen a
Oh.
fully covered nun?
I guess it's, have you seen a really tall dude with beautiful hair?
And a Bloodborne character?
Have you heard the sound of hooves yet? Saw no horses or ghosts.
Oh, we're so cooked, dude. We're so cooked.
We're not letting this pairing happen again. That's what we're doing.
I say we
No,
do
leave it.
every time.
They have a secret handshake. We have to.
They
We have
have
a
a
bond.
Our
Mr. God, I'm
bond is
walking in.
being... Okay.
You're walking.
I want to
you're
draw the
walking in?
hair.
Okay. What? I don't know what you're locking in. I don't understand.
We're
Lock
just
in.
drawing the hair.
Like the fucking Scott Pilgrim drawing, dude.
Yeah.
The one that Charlie posted.
Are you actually drawing the hair?
Charlie
Okay,
has open
I
page is
understand.
what is locked in. I sensed that you were trying to end session a second ago, and we just kept talking.
Me?
Yeah. Or no?
Not quite.
Okay.
Because we'll get. Well, it's 10:44. Yeah, we could end a little bit early.
And we have a chance of possibly next time picking up a page, so page is not separated.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys head off to try and find the basements, and check everything in the bustle. And let me see here. Now it's been a bit since the search started. Let me see.
No, that's the bad music.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
music that plays when bad stuff happens. You're Pavloving us.
So naturally, we're
So-
not cutting back to high listening.
So, I'm going to say, but both Hylas and Aang roll me fortitude saves.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay. Do I get my bonuses against?
No bonuses, just your
Okay.
standard bonuses.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Wow.
Oh God.
Shit,
God
rolls
damn it.
continue.
We're so
Wow.
bad at this, guys. Oh.
Roll again.
Okay.
The shit rolls continue. I need one of you to roll higher than the other. Okay. There we go.
Man.
Woof.
So, sometime later, Hylas, you feel yourself starting to wake up. The darkness starts to leave you, and the fuzzy sensation that kind of permeates throughout your whole body starts to lessen. It's still there, And you're waking up in this groggy sort of, like you just had a hangover kind of haze. Your head was slumped to the side, and as you wake up, you find you are in a seated position. And as you try to move, you find that you can't move your arms or legs.
Oh, great.
You look around, and you can see that you are in... Well, let me show you.
Oh, good.
Oh, you had a map. Oh my God.
I'm closing my character.
That was a good noise. That was a great noise.
This is great. I love this for us.
Let me double
So it
check
wasn't
that.
a
Oh,
cough
boy.
medicine.
We're in Saw.
Audience is wrong.
We're in Saw.
Oh my God.
Wait a second. This is also the last act of Immaculate.
So, Hylas,
Hi.
you wake up, and the first thing you notice about yourself, aside from the fact you can't move, you see before you dozens of tall glass containers with bodies in them, suspended in some kind of liquid. Tubes run into and out of these containers, stapled into them with syringes, needles in each of their arms and parts of their back, some of them in the neck, drawing fluids into containers set aside for each of them. All of these people in these containers have some feature about them that sticks out. One over there has nails that are too long. And then another one has a tail. One over there has scales. And you notice that all of these people, all of these creatures in these containers are weirdlings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
We've solved the mystery.
I should have shot him.
You should have shot him. You should have shot him, and I should have taken off his arm.
As you struggle with your arms again, you look down and see straps holding your wrist and elbows, knees and ankles down to this very well-constructed and sturdy wooden and iron chair. And in the corner of your arm, sticking out of the socket of your elbow, is a needle, drawing blood from you into a container.
I think there's sort of a wide-eyed surveying the surroundings. It doesn't quite hit yet, and there's a moment processing that, following the eyes to where the blood is being drawn, where the panic starts to set in.
As you start to panic, you look around a little bit more frantically, and you see across from you is Aang, also strapped to a chair, hands, elbows, knees, also with a tube feeding her own blood into a new vial, or into a new glass container.
Okay. I think his first thought is... Well, his first thought upon seeing her is kind of where his priorities shift. And he thinks, I have to get her out of here. Alright. Is there a role to struggle against my restraints?
That would be athletics, and you can roll it at disadvantage.
You got it, man.
We're so cooked. Joe is living, and we are so cooked.
Don't say that.
That's true. I'm unreasonably happy with this.
Joe just over there in the corner is like, I get to end 2 games real soon.
We're not cooked. We're not cooked. Oh, come on,
God,
man.
you're kind of cooked. You're kind of cooked.
Can Zell please roll normal dice? Because
Oh my god.
God!
these dice are not working for Zell, man.
Oh no! This is. Oh, it just keeps getting
Get
worse.
your shit together, my boy.
Panic.
You are struggling against the restraints, and you are only succeeding in exhausting yourself. You are fatigued.
Great, thank you.
Oh, love that. I love that for us.
Do I see the guy? Do I see Lloyd anywhere?
Not yet. You can. Well, is there anything else you want to try before I tell you what happens?
Do I recognize this place as the basement?
Yes, very clearly. When you look around, you can see it's out of view right now, but you see light coming in from around the corner where the window is. You're hidden out of sight. But you
Okay.
know the window's around the corner and that the desk is positioned against the wall next to one of these glass containers. That's what you were seeing. You were seeing one of these tall vats.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. I think Hylas is just gonna call it to Aang. Try wake her up.
Okay. Roll me.
Yeah.
Actually, Aang, you can roll a fortitude save at advantage.
At advantage. Oh wow. Okay.
I think
That's one.
he starts out calling just Aang. Aang Herod. Aang Herod.
Joe. Joe.
You call out to Aang,
Wow.
and Aang just isn't waking up, just rolling her head, still in a haze, not quite conscious. You can't imagine what happened to her while she was alone in the room with Lloyd, but she is currently reeling from the results of it.
Shit.
Fuck
Naturally,
that.
I don't have the boastful hunter. He's not in sight.
Yes, that's it. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. So that's the other thing. You can see across the room on a hook is your coat, your hat, and the boastful hunter.
Okay. Good to know where they are. That's reassuring.
As you call out, and Aang stirs but doesn't quite wake up, you hear a and then the squeal of hinges,
Don't want this.
and then the shunk, tunk, 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 and then a slam as a hatch closes. And around the corner, just outside of view, you hear Lloyd. Oh, you're awake. It's sooner than I thought. You must have a pretty hardy constitution there.
I don't think there's a response. There's a glare. He's out of sight though, right? Or did he come around the corner?
He, as he's talking and you don't respond, he walks into view, and you see him carrying a wooden box that jingles with the sound of metal in it. You know, I don't think I caught your name.
Yeah, I think Hylas continues glaring.
He stares at you. That's fine. I don't need it. He's wearing a bandage over his nose, and his finger is fine.
What the hell?
You hit pretty hard. FYI, you probably would have knocked a normal person out.
I think Hylas is just gonna look around. anyone here look like our vampire?
No.
I think Hylas is.
Good job keeping your eye on the prize, though.
Yeah. Hylas very maybe distastefully for the moment goes. Looks like you don't got our fugitive.
Yeah, welcome to the basement. So, he hooks his thumb over to Aang. Do you want to go first, or?
Kind of in disbelief, he says, What is all this? What are you doing?
Inhales real deeply through the nose. It's a long story, but I'm conducting research. Very important research.
Important according to who?
Me. Important according to my family. It's life or death, really. I'm not left with many options. So, he gestures around. I chose the only one that I knew best how to choose. I chose life.
Hylas hears
And
that.
this is what it takes.
Hylas hears that, and his expression softens slightly. He's a little confused by that.
He kind of scans your face. Are you pitying me?
Said some pretty sad words.
He rolls his eyes. He grabs a little table and scoots it out and sets his tools on it. What did you say?
Is it your life?
Me and my family's lives. Trying to save them.
I don't understand what.
It's complicated. Just, he holds up a hand as if to stop you. Just do me a favor. Save me the trouble. Are you human? Or are you a weirdling?
Hylas gets that resolved look on his face again, furrowed brow, and says, human, why does that matter?
Because I don't know how much I can get from you, but I'm really determined to try.
He darts his eyes around and then looks back at Lloyd, and he goes, well, what about you?
Oh, well, I'm human. I'm 100% human. He reaches into
Hylas
his
looks back at
his
the
box.
seeming. Oh, sorry, what?
He reaches into his box and pulls out two distinct cutting tools.
He hears that he's 100% human, and he looks back at the seemingly regenerated finger that was broken, and he goes, pretty sure I broke that. Last time I checked. Humans don't really recover that fast.
I'm a special human. Don't you worry. I'll be as gentle with you as I can be. And he takes the little table and he slides it over to your side. And he grabs a stool and plops it down beside you. And he scoots up real close. So, you don't have to be awake for this. I can put you back to sleep.
How close is he?
He's maybe like a foot away from you.
Okay, the table that I'm on, is it like bolted to the ground or does it roll?
The chair, you are sitting in a chair. You're sitting upright.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're
chair.
seated in a chair. And it is bolted to the floor. Your arms and elbows and your like across your shoulders and neck, like that is strapped down. So you can't like bend over, you can't lift your arms or move your legs.
But it is possible to move the chair.
No, the chair's bolted to the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, the chair's bolted to the floor and you are strapped the fuck in.
Okay.
I will tell you though,
Uh-huh.
Aang is in the chair that she was in upstairs. Like he had to drag it down.
Okay. So there's a little more hope for her being able to maneuver.
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. What are my options here? Jesus.
Do you want to say anything to him?
Let's see. He's given me the choice. Do I want to be awake? Do I want to be asleep?
He also gave you the choice to choose Aang if you wanted to let Aang go first.
I don't know how much Hylas knows about the probable level of bad time he will have if Aang wakes up.
Yeah, I don't think Hylas realizes either. Yeah, I think Hylas is gonna say, she's been through enough. Can't you let her go?
No, she's not human. She has to stay. If you didn't know her and if things had gone differently upstairs, I could have let you go. But shrugs. Things kind of played out the way they did. I feel bad for you, I really do. If you're really actually a full human, like I said, I don't really know how much I can get from you. But you can't leave now. You know too much. So I'll ask you again. Because I'm not a monster. Do you want to be awake for this part?
I think those words sort of sit with him. Him claiming that he's not a monster. Hylas quickly scans the area again. Seeing everything that's around him. And he goes, Guess keep me awake.
He nods real slowly. Okay. If you insist. He picks up his tools. And that's where we're going to end.
I'm so fucking stressed out.
We're so cooked, dude.
Am I the only one that when Joe asked, "Are you human?" that wanted to scream, "Or are you dancer?"
Thank you for your tremendous restraint.
It really, I
It
had to
took a
hurt
lot.
myself.
God damn it, Cody.
Man.